We are here this afternoon to share with you in regards to collective prevention services. Guests on the island at present in seeking or assessing the vector situation, the vector program. As you know, in our development after the Irma and Hurricane Maria, we are concentrating now on rebuilding, but our strategy or our structures in regards to in that rebuilding and in that development that we look at possibilities or opportunity to include the mitigation of vector breeding sites into that process so that we can, as St. Martin, that collectively our community will always be consistently looking at areas to eliminate breeding sites. And that's why this afternoon we have on the table with us some of our colleagues from abroad and our colleagues locally so that we together are looking at the possibilities of improving a vector approach or situation on the island of St. Martin.
Thank you, Maria, for the introduction. I'm Marita Brax. I'm a medical entomologist or an insect expert from the Dutch Institute of Public Health, and I'm here on behalf of Mobicon, what is a mosquito-borne disease control program that the Ministry of Health has implemented for the Dutch islands, with specifically the Best Islands, but we're here to help our neighbor, larger islands, the countries within the kingdom, to help them with their mosquito problems after Irma and beyond.
My name is Javier Gomez. I'm a vector controller from the island of St. Eustatius. Basically, I'm here to hopefully help St. Martin, my colleagues in St. Martin, to develop a strategy to combat mosquitoes and also to find better ways to combat mosquitoes on my beautiful island too also.
Good afternoon, my name is Randall Johnson and I'm the head of agriculture, hygiene and vector control on Saba. I came over here to work with this team to see how we could develop better plans to continue our fight against mosquitoes and vector control.
My name is Mr. Gums. I'm a vector control inspector. I work at the Department of CPS, dealing with communicable disease. We just had a seminar at the Milton Peters College School. We teach the children about different areas in their yard pertaining to breeding sites. It was very good and everything. So right now we are at this meeting, so basically we're going to continue our work for today.
Good afternoon, my name is Lionel Francisca. I'm vector control from CPS, from St. Martin, and getting help from the vector star who came abroad to help us here.
My name is Gerald Davila. I am the supervisor of the Vector Unit of Collective Prevention Services. This is a department within the Ministry of Health. And this week we are hosting two organizations from abroad in order to support us with the vector control. One of them is the Vector Stars and the other one is Mobucam.
Well, my name is Andrew Rivera. I come from California, bringing experience with vector control from San Diego. I'm here to assist with field operations and lend any expertise that I may have.
My name is Michael Giusti, and I'm the Vice President of Vector Stars, which is the organization that's been providing emergency and public health support to the Caribbean following this last year's hurricane season. And I want to thank all of the friends who've invited us here and made this deployment possible. CPS and obviously our friends from the Netherlands as well. We've had a great turnout. And we're here talking and thinking through some of the problems and challenges as we look to eradicate and prevent mosquitoes here on the islands and on some of the other islands in the region.
Basically, as a supervisor of the Vector Control Unit, after the passing of the hurricanes, we had a lot of challenges, especially with all the debris that we encounter in the yards and also on the open fields. And that's why we're trying to do our best to see in what way we can convince the community to help us help them in eliminating all those breeding sites.
All the regions that have been affected by the hurricanes this last year, they're all battling to a different degree. Some of the islands were hit worse, some of the islands and some of the regions in the southern parts of the US, they still have standing water, large bodies of standing water, and mosquitoes are still breeding and certainly are a public health concern. But I want to stress too that that's not something that is unexpected or that is something that the communities should be blamed for. Is obviously everyone's gone through a massive disaster, and our hearts and wishes go out to them. And as we're rebuilding, we're trying to think about how to prevent these big breeding sites of mosquitoes turning into a bigger public health problem. And so that's really what we're trying to do here over this trip.
To educate the people is to free them from mental bondage. A nation that is governed by injustice, inequality, and unfairness is against the spirit of democracy.
We will tell the people the truth, and the people will be our judge.
Hi, I am Lisa Alexander, candidate number 9 on the United St. Martin Party slate on February 26, 2018. Vote for me, Lisa Alexander, candidate number 9.
On February 26, 2018, you will have the ability to make a change. So your vote matters. In fact, it starts and ends with your vote. We need people with ability to function in Parliament, and I'm your candidate, Maria Boncampa-Molanas, with that ability. The ability to lower the profit and turnover tax. The ability to increase the minimum wage. The ability to take back Mullet Bay Beach to the people. The ability to build roofs for the people. Now is not the time for fake smiles and hugs, empty aid promises, fake unity, but about the ability to deliver. On February 26th, let your vote count. Vote for someone with the ability to focus on creating jobs, the ability to rebuild our economy, the ability to negotiate, not devastate, to employ, not destroy, to put people before power and greed. I'm asking you to vote for ability. I'm asking you to vote for me. I am Maria Boncampa-Molanas, USP number 3 on the Blue Party.
Hey guys, did you know that now with Telcel, if you accumulate $25 or more within 1 calendar month, you get 15 more?
15 more?
Yes, 15 more. However you want.
So I can top up $3 now, $10 next week, and so on until I reach or pass $25?
That's right. Get 15 more.
Wow! I feel like a 15 again.
Yeah. Right. Accumulate $25 or more within 1 calendar month and get 15 more. Telcel, when you want more.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
The dump is a health hazard to the people of St. Martin. We can actually take a look at some other waste management technologies that exist that can help improve our natural environment, making St. Martin better for us all. Most of us have heard of the waste to energy projects. The idea is to construct an energy plant to manage and process new incoming and existing waste material. This energy can then be used in many sorts of ways. We can use the energy to process other goods or provide power to a region or a national grid. The aim is to have a balance between the financial benefits of the power produced to the cost it takes to manage and operate. If we cannot make this equilibrium, then at least dig it up, truck it, and ship it somewhere that does. This way, true sustainability can be achieved. With the implementation of the right solid waste management program, we can actually improve our environment in St. Martin that will reflect our environment just like this that they have in Holland, right in the back of their own solid waste management facility. You have clean water where ducks swim, people can enjoy the water, and people can enjoy the park. Make sure to check out my other videos in this series of 15 and vote for your candidate number 15 on the United Democrat list, Hassani Ellis.
On the UD list. Come on and show your support. This year we going to mash them up, 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 mash them up. This year election coming, coming. Frankie Myers number 3, we voting, voting. He does always fight, but we not joking, boy. This year we going to mash them up, mash them up, mash them up. Election again, and we're not afraid to vote for Frankie and tell him we love him, 'cause he is the man.
Now, for people who's voting for the first time, what is the procedure that they have to go through in terms of we could enlighten them how they have to vote?
Well, we have done, as in also the civil registry has assisted with that too, that we had a video that we have distributed and went viral with the process of voting, showing how you vote and what things you should take into consideration. Of course, you need to have your voting card. Those of you that have already picked up your voting card, you need to have that. You need to have a valid form of identification with you. You stand in line. Some of them, they don't have any lines at the polling station. Depends on what time of the day you go to. And once you go, then you give one of the members there sitting at the table, you give them your voting card and your form of identification that you have. And then they will verify that the information is correct. And once that is verified, you would receive a ballot, and then you go into the voting booth and you cast a vote for the candidate of your choice. Once you do that, then you go and you place that ballot into the bin, and then you have voted. As simple as that.
Now, the order of the parties, could you tell us in what order that the parties is going to be?
Well, we have had a public meeting, and that public meeting where we have given the numbers of the list, and that was done all in form of fate, so to speak. So it was transparent, and we had two boxes, so to speak, whereby in one box you had number 1 until 6, because we have 6 parties that are contending, and we had the names of the names of the parties in the other box, and each number that was pulled will then correspond with the party that was pulled. So that was how they received the number, and that's the number, the chronological order that they will be placed on the ballot. And the color has been chosen by the parties themselves. It needs to be one of the colors that are mentioned in the ministerial decree of the Minister of General Affairs. And there were no conflicts in colors this year of political parties. From what I recall, and the order as they will appear on the ballot, it will be the United Democratic Party as number 1. Number 2, if I am not mistaken, that's going to be the SDM. Number 3, the National Alliance. Number 4, PPA. Number 5 will be the U.S. Party, and number 6, the St. Martin Christian Party.
And every party is agreed on the lineup, that's what they are so far.
Well, they have no choice. They have no choice in that because it was decided during the public meeting, and it was done, fairly and in a transparent manner with them there as well.
Now, run me through on the day of the election, which is February the 26th, what exactly is going to be taking place? How the council is going to be done so each party and each candidate could know what their numbers are?
Okay, so after, you have until 8 p.m. in order to vote. Persons that are standing in line at 8 p.m., they still will be able to vote because they were already standing in line. At 8 p.m., the officer will be cutting off the line. So again, those that are standing in line will have the opportunity to vote then, vote still. Now, once everyone has voted, then the polling station will then close, and then they will then tally the votes. And that will be done in all transparency. Persons of parties, they will be allowed to look and oversee the process. As a matter of fact, we're having observers coming into St. Martin this year to oversee the election as well, which we actually welcome because we feel that it's a transparent process and there should be no doubt to it. So we welcome them as well. So and once the votes are tallied, then the polling station, they will be calling into the headquarters and giving the results. Also take in mind that during the course of the day of election, we have the headquarters, we have telephone persons working for us that will be answering calls from the polling station. They have been trained, and they're answering call in case the polling station has any issues in terms of questions that it may have, or that they need extra materials or whatever it is have you. We have a headquarters, the call center, and we'll make sure that be distributed to the various polling stations during that day. Coming back to your questions, the results, they are handed and they're called in via from the polling station to the call center. Once that result is called in, our central voting bureau is, of course, at the headquarters, and they will then bring it to my person. We will review it, and as soon as we see what those results is, we then give it to the person that will be announcing it, so that the public of St. Martin can see it can hear it directly. So as soon as they come in, we make sure that it's also aired, so St. Martin sees exactly what is going on and what the status is. And once the results come in, you have a division of seats right away as the night progresses. So sometimes the allotment of seat can change depending on the polling station that would bring in their results. And at the end of the night, you'll see what the final results is.
My name is George Pandeflet, the number 7 candidate on the National Alliance list. I'm asking you to re-elect me to Parliament. With me, what do you have? A man that is loyal, a man that is committed, a man that is consistent, and a man that has experience. So on February 26, 2018, when you go to that polling station, just get tunnel vision. See one list, the white list, that of the National Alliance, and look for candidate number 7. Number 7 means in biblical terms, completion. And vote for me, George Pandeflet, a man of the people, a man that works hard. One of my slogans was, it is time to work. Now the slogan is today, we ain't done. So on February 26, 2018, when you go to that polling station, when you go into that booth, look for one list, the white list. Look for your candidate, number 7, George Pandeflet, a man of the people. God bless you. Thank you. And God bless St. Martin.
Good day, St. Martin. I am Lucrecia Morales, better known as Lucky Morales, candidate number 15 on the National Alliance slate. Do you think St. Maarten needs a stable government with good governance principles applied? That sustainable environment is a condition for a good health? Do you believe that affordable housing, empowering the youth and women are essential for a stable society? I do believe we can, because with the right laws and actions, we shall prevail. I, Lucrecia Morales, am asking you to elect me on the 26th of February to represent you in Parliament, number 15 on the National Alliance slate. Number 15 Alliance, number 15 Alliance, number 15 Alliance.
People all across St. Martin are switching to a more rewarding experience. The WIB MasterCard Fun Miles credit card, better known as My Card. Earn 1 fun mile for every $2 spent, even abroad and online. This will quickly get you a ton of fun miles to redeem for travel, shopping, food, fuel, and much more. But there's more to My Card. Worldwide acceptance, an EMV chip for extra security, and 250 free fun miles with first use. Switch to My Card today at WIB.
Within your reach.
Hey guys, did you know that now with Telcel, if you accumulate $25 or more within 1 calendar month, you get 15 more?
15 more?
Yes, 15 more. However you want.
So I can top up $3 now, $10 next week, and so on until I reach or pass $25?
That's right. Get 15 more.
Wow! I feel like a 15 again.
Yeah. Right. Accumulate $25 or more within 1 calendar month and get 15 more. Telcel, when you want more.
Hi, my name is Asha Uche Roseberg, and I am candidate number 22 on the United Democrats slate. I believe that education will be the foundation for growth, development, and prosperity for country St. Martin moving forward. Elect me, and I will represent you in Parliament on issues such as job creation, the quality of education, and efficiency within our public services. Coming February 26, I urge you to elect me candidate number 22 on the United Democrats slate.
Dear voter, our people are once again forced to go to the polls for the second time in less than 18 months. This after the passing of the strongest hurricane recorded in history. As if being left without roofs, jobs, and resources to take care of their families wasn't enough. Our politicians, the so-called leaders of our country, thought it was best to break up the government and call for a new election. At what point do we as voters say enough is enough? At what point do we appoint true competent leaders who have the future of our children at heart? It is time to vote for a strong, stable, and secure St. Martin. Join me on February 26, 2018, as we vote for Gracita Arundel, the leader of the People's Progressive Alliance.
She's educated. Vote for Elvis Flanders. He could have the country moving. Vote for Elvis Flanders. He could have the country booming. Select Mr. Elvis Flanders. He will rebuild our country. Now is the time to make a difference. People of St. Martin, here's a chance to make it right. Get up and stand for your rights. So while we elect people who don't get the job done, but he will get the job done. Vote for USB, vote for you and me. Vote for USB, vote for you and me. Oh. Select Mr. Elvis Flanders. Vote for USB. Select Mr. Elvis Flanders. Vote for USB.
Vote Elvis Flanders, candidate number 11 on the United St. Martin Party.
Let's talk a little bit of some of the conditions that some of the people are in right now at this point. The union is crying out loud that the hospital fee is going up sky high without any approval to say that they could raise the cost for operation by government.
Yeah.
And they have talked to some people that went out on the road, and people are complaining that when they go to the hospital, the bill is very high and they can't afford it, especially a lot of people have the situation with not making much of our income, right? How are we going to be able to solve this problem very quickly to help these people that who's in dire need of assistance help?
Well, I would say we need to go back, take a few steps back, and revisit the national health insurance. If people had health insurance, the fees at the hospital would not be a concern that they would directly have. It would remain a concern, but it wouldn't be directly their concern because they are covered. They could go to the hospital and get their medical care based on their insurance. So there is something that requires the immediate attention of the government. Universal health care. What does it mean? It means health care for everyone residing on St. Martin. With respect to the rates in the hospital, remember, government plays a big role in approving the rates. So government needs to take an active role in this discussion. We know that healthcare cost is increasing. We also know that SZV applies social rates. It's the social insurance entity. So there has to be a way that the hospital can make ends meet. It can do so by charging commercial rates. It could do so by getting a subsidy from government. One way or the other, government plays a role, and it needs to be decisive. It needs to be clear, and it needs to be upfront and transparent with the people what their role is and what decisions they need to make to ensure that healthcare is accessible to the people of St. Martin. We keep talking about the expansion of the hospital. We can't just expand the hospital. If we're not going to improve the service and make the service accessible to the region so that it is also economically feasible and viable, then actually we are having a discussion that's going nowhere. We'll still be talking about high rates and the high cost of healthcare a year or two from now. So it needs to be a package of discussions, a package of decisions taken by the government. Decisive decision with transparency from the beginning to the end when it comes to the construction and the expansion, to the rates and the services that are going to be provided, and to whom they will be provided and who will have access to them.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
I must mention this because a number of let me say, a very large number of workers in St. Martin are migrants. And irregardless of color, race, nationality, all workers are protected, not only by our local laws, but also by international conventions, where both parties, that is tripartite setting, business, government, and labor, has signed off on those in our annual meeting in Geneva.